real Jess Raines is knocking it out of the park. She is such a refreshing, just a refreshing take in what she has to offer in the Idaho 4 case. Are we experts? No, by no means. We are skimming through the documents, reading them word for word, looking at every single aspect of this case. And I think we pretty much have agreed, obviously. Bodies were covered, and so was this case. Humbly, respectfully, in my opinion. Now, Jess, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, my beautiful kings, queens, and internet
Fantastic.
cousins. I'm super
Hello, how are you
excited for
today?
this stream. Super excited for this stream. We've been getting so many questions, and I'm super excited to hear what everyone has to say. So, thank you for having me again. I want to have some fun this Friday with the Idaho 4 case. So, let's figure some stuff out.
Absolutely. And my streams are usually live Fun Fridays. And 2026, we've made some definite changes here on my stream. I'm so excited. You guys rock. So I am going to drop the stream link if anyone wants to call in. You will actually be put into the queue, and I will bring you up for a few minutes. And let's just follow the rules, and hopefully we will get the ball rolling. I do have a video to share if we don't have anybody calling in, Jess, that we can actually discuss. And, I have been getting some backlash. Here is the stream link if anybody wants to join us live. I have been getting so much backlash for this stupid thing that I caught while playing the video really slow and paying attention to some of the things happening in the background. And I'm sure you have seen this picture. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny, but it's odd. This is one of these oddest moments in the Idaho 4. I wouldn't say it's an oh my God moment because I still, to this day, don't know what this means. I still don't understand why it's there. And I think the only person that could ever explain it to us is probably the individual themselves who had this on their arm in a video on Gunderson's body cam. What do you make of this Gideon was here?
Man, I was like, that's freaking weird. It seems like, I mean, first of all, why did we never get to see the other side of her arm? Second of all, um, and that's another thing. I don't think they checked like hands, arms, fingers. They always do that. That's so freaking weird to me. But I don't know. At first I was really confused because I had a few commenters on my page that said like Gideon is something about justice, but then I really started thinking about it after watching her interrogation, Phoenix, and she literally said, "Oh, I watch a lot of Criminal Minds." Well, so I used to too. And Gideon is actually the head FBI profiler on Criminal Minds. So I just thought that was really strange. Another, what are the odds? That's kind of what I've been going off on this case. Like, what are the odds the way everything played out? And it looks like it's been scrubbed off. I've been trying to research who is Gideon. It's just really strange, but it's definitely, I feel like there was a lot of code word stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I kind of felt like maybe there was some kind of special message being sent out,
Hmm.
knowing that this was going to be on body cam. But see, this body cam didn't come until Law and Crime released this footage. And then more FOIAs started, being requested and answered. And then Gunderson's video cam shows it the most. Nunez, the guy that first got on scene, Officer Nunez, he has a picture of her arm, but they clearly have blurred it out as well as their faces, which has always baffled me in this case.
Hmm.
But Gideon, at first I was like, what is, Gideon? And this was actually on her arm in two of the body cams that I've seen. I did not AI write this on her arm. There, if I could do that, god damn, I'm gonna win the lottery this weekend. You know, if I am that good at doing something like this, technology wise, and 1.7 million people have seen this video, what are my odds in winning the lottery? But I did not AI write anything on her arm. It was in the body cam footage. And Gideon is such a different type of name. Yes, it's
Mhm.
biblical. Yes, there's some background information on it. Yes, there is Gideon International. It's like a entity out there in the area that's association, kind of like a I don't want to say a cult, but something similar,
Mm.
right?
That's very
And
interesting.
yeah, and then there was also the ISP. There was a FTO, a field training officer in the FBI named Gideon Roberts, allegedly, but it is in the documents. So, do we understand what that is? Probably not. But I will say, my gut instinct in looking at some of the things that I've been looking at, because in the beginning of all this, you know that I was talking to Bertie and we had a little show on, YouTube or TikTok before we got to YouTube. And I always said, I wonder if this has some religious context to it, right?
Mhm.
And you know that Pete Hegseth, the guy in charge of our Department of War, has some background in this case. Trump has commented on this case. Nothing, right? There was nothing. Um, and I'm wondering if this is just some political pull. And I've wondered this about some other things that have happened across our country before in
Mhm.
certain sheriff's departments, right?
Mhm.
And, Chief Fry never stepped foot at the crime scene. And I read an article that he didn't want to contaminate the crime scene. And he's also trained by the FBI, if you didn't know that.
Mhm.
Most sheriffs